All right, we're back at it again, MadStrange podcast. We're here at the Frontwave Arena in Oceanside. Today we're meeting with the new Indoor Football League team coming to Oceanside, the San Diego Strike Force. We got Coach Fale from Oceanside High School. We got Coach Taylor, Atoa Fox, and Jalen Booth from San Diego Strike Force. Coach, just starting off with you, the move to Oceanside, what does that mean to Strike Force, and how do you feel about the move?
I really love it. I know this is a big football community. There's a lot of historic high school football that's happened up here, and I just love that we're in a brand new venue. It really seems like the other teams that are playing here have gotten the fan base growing strong, and we're happy to just, insert ourselves in here and just continue to fight for the excellence that every team in this building is trying to accomplish. So we're really happy to be here.
That's cool. And then you came from you have history here in San Diego as well too, right? Because you were a coach at Helix.
Yes, I'm an offensive coordinator at Helix, so I kind of wear a couple different hats in the coaching world here.
What's like that for you, Coach Fale?
For me personally, I mean, the history there is big, and it's huge in this community because even when El Camino or Oceanside plays Helix, like it's always a big thing, especially for our kids, because for one, there's a lot of like relationships there where there's family involved, and so we get to actually have like a little family vacation together, just mingling with each other, and also that camaraderie of the competition and being competitive, which is huge in both cities.
So the IFL and arena football, can you explain a little bit to folks like what's different between arena football, indoor football versus like the NFL and traditional football, like as far as like the style of play, the length and size of the field, everything that goes along with it for those that don't know? So
the difference is you're not going to find another brand of football that you can get closer to as a fan. So just like in hockey, you have the glass up. Well, the glass is removed for our game, so you're right up on the wall. So, coaches, we talk about have your head on a swivel. Fans got to have their head on a swivel. You can't be on here TikToking and being on Snapchat over here. You got to keep your head up, because if a football comes in the stands, you get to keep it. And if a player comes in the stands, you better get out the way. So it's very what I would refer to as an intimate game, because you're so close to what's going on. Another thing we have is, the receivers start. They're about 10 to 12 yards in a high motion, so they get a moving start similar to the Canadian game, which leagues like that pull from our league because of some of those rules and players being able to showcase some of those skill sets. So it's just a fast-paced game with a lot of scoring. Atoa contributed to a lot of turnovers last year, and it's a very exciting game. Every interception can be taken back to the house in any given play. It's just there's always an opportunity to score in our game. You're able to drop kick for 2 points. There's something called a deuce, where if you kick the ball off through the uprights, that's 2 points. So just a million different ways to score, and it's just fast and a lot of fun to watch.
And it's 8-on-8, right?
It's 8-on-8. Yes, it's 8-on-8.
And then just real quick, Coach Fale, for having an arena football league come into the city, what do you think that means for just football in general? We're already a football town. We have Junior Seau. Yourself, a local legend, many folks have come from the city or connection to the city, and football means so much to our community. Mm-hmm. How does it feel to have the Strike Force come into Oceanside?
I think it's huge. It's a great opportunity for our kids to actually see it and feel it for themselves. Like, yeah, they can have goals of going to professional football, and and now they have the opportunity to do that. Like, they can come and see it as high school kids, and they don't have to drive 45 minutes or, outside their region just to see a professional football game. I think it's huge for everybody, even the young ones, the ones at Pop Warner. Like, I think the connection there, like you said before, the city is a football town, and it's huge. And within that is education. So I think the biggest thing is we got to educate our kids on, hey, this is what you got to do. These are the stepping stones that you got to take to help you get to accomplish your goals.
Yeah, and one thing that that's exciting about the IFL coming to Oceanside is like the history within the league itself, right? Because it's my understanding it's the second longest running league in football outside of the NFL. The alumni that's come out of the league, I think over 80 plus players have gone to the NFL or the CFL. So, I think just having the fact that we have top tier football, so close, again, it's something that our youth can be able to see that, you can continue to play this game, after college, continue to pursue your dreams. But it all starts with hard work, and so I think that's a big thing. Coach, is there anything that you feel like going into this season, because last year you guys almost won the whole thing, right? You guys pulled out a big upset, beating the remaining the champs from the year prior. What are some goals for this year? I know obviously championship's probably it, but how do you feel entering the season?
Something that I learned a lot from last year is how to build and retain a roster that can go deep in the playoffs. Obviously, every year our goal is to go win a championship, but for us, we'd never even had a playoff berth. That was our first playoff berth. We won our first playoff game, and that was big. I just felt like depth was a little bit of an issue with us later down the stretch, so I've really learned a lot with what I think we need later on in the season so that we can make that championship push rather than a playoff push. And just situational football, just being a part of situations and high intensity and playoff games and games that matter rather than, we've got a few games left in the season, we know we're knocked out of the playoffs. No, we clinched last year with a few to go. So, it's territory that we have not been used to, but it's territory that we have full intentions on being used to.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. Go ahead.
Coach, with getting a roster together, especially with you guys and seeing how the NIL is happening in college, and, for kids like that want to be there after they graduate college, like how many are you allowed to have on your roster?
Okay, so that's definitely a tough thing for us coaches. So we're allowed to have 25 on the roster and 21 get to dress. Okay. So, us being some high school guys, we got to figure out who can do multiple things. So, for example, Booth over here, he might have to play some nose guard and short yardage. Mm-hmm. Booth might have to long snap, and our other long snapper is right here. We have to have different kinds of we have to have players do a lot of different things. You'll see Rudy Johnson will be listed as 1,000 different things. He's like the Cordell Stewart of our game. Like he's really the Slash of the IFL. Oh, wow. So the biggest thing is having your specialty players, but also having depth of, okay, a guy goes down, okay, someone's got to step up and play something they're not used to.
Right.
So that's the hardest part for our game. So I think the one job that really prepared me for building this kind of roster was being a head JV coach, because I had to play 25 kids and figure it out from there. So that's the biggest thing is depth and getting a lot of players to play a lot of different things.
Right. And then how many games do you guys play?
We have a 16-game season. To win the whole thing, you have to win 19 games. Nice. Or, sorry, we play 19 games.
Right.
Yeah.
And then just real quick, when it comes to the Strike Force name, a lot of that was to pay homage to our military community too. So I think that's what's really cool about having you guys be in Oceanside. Based on the fact that we're right next to Camp Pendleton. I know the green on the Strike Force is based off for to pay homage to the Marines, and so I think it's just a perfect match, to have you guys here in Oceanside. We're excited to have you.
Absolutely. We want them to have something to be proud of in the community. I'm not someone that has been in the military, but the fact that we get to honor them is huge to us. So for us to go out and play soft is a slap in the face. We want to play hard every single game and play fast and play the brand of football that our military would want us to play, because we know what they're doing for us.
Right. No, thank you. And so, Atoa, can we pass the mic over really quick? I got some questions for you. You were raised in San Diego, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So, what is it like playing for the San Diego Strike Force here in your hometown?
It's great, man. I've always wanted to play for my hometown, allow my family to see me play, and I have a little brother and little cousin, so it's dope to be able to play in front of them and also be have a first-hand experience with their high school careers and everything like that. It's more personal when you get to play for your hometown, because you not only get to perform at a high level at your games, but you could go back into the community and see the people that get to watch you. It's the relationships that really matter to me, so that's what I really like about playing for the hometown, for sure.
No, that's love. And, just really quick, can you share a little bit about your football journey? So, where did you go middle school? Where did you play in high school? And so on, and how, pretty much what led you here to Strike Force?
Yes, sir. So I grew up in Chula Vista. around the Chula Vista National City area, and I initially started playing football in National City for the Diablos. Ended up leaving there and building the youth team for Bonita. So I ended up playing in Bonita, transferred over there in middle school from from Chula Middle to be with my teammates, and then ended up playing high school ball at Bonita. Ended up going straight out of high school, D1 to Idaho State. Things didn't work out there, so I ended up coming back playing for Southwestern, a JUCO down there in San Diego, and then ended my college career in Nebraska at Nebraska Kearney. And that first year getting out of college was really just working out, right? So I was just working out, training, looking for an opportunity. And in December, that year that I was a free agent, God blessed me with an opportunity to actually play for Vegas. But as the time went by, and like a couple weeks before season started, I felt like God was weighing on my heart to not go out to Vegas. It just wasn't the right move for me and for my marriage. So I prayed on it, started talking to my agent and seeing if we could work something out to see if we could play at Strikeforce. And God blessed me with an opportunity to get released from Vegas, and then TG gave me an opportunity to play here at Strikeforce. That's been
I think those opportunities are huge too, because Coach Fowler, you played at San Diego State.
Yes, sir.
So going through that process of like pursuing your dream, you get the opportunity to play D1, and sometimes it's like you want to continue to play in the game that you love and you grew up playing, but the opportunities are not there.
Right.
How was that for you? Navigating, being a hometown legend here in Oceanside, going to state, being a standout.
For me, it was hard because you want to make it to the professional level, and my brother did. He played arena, but I didn't follow in his footsteps because I didn't feel like going to Texas, just like Atoa did. I think a lot of it is about connections and networking, and where God places you. But at that time, I was already had 2 injuries. Shoulder used to pop out all the time in practice. ACL reconstruction, 2 of them. So it's like I was already done. And the main thing was getting a free education.
Yeah.
And I did that for my family. So getting that degree was the biggest present I can give back to them, and paying homage to my family roots.
That's awesome. And for the both of you, what message would you have for young athletes right now, who are out there playing football, who have a dream of playing professionally, or D1, or just in college period to get that education? What message would you have for the young athletes out there?
For the young athletes, man, first and foremost, give your life to God, because without God's will, you might be able to be blessed to play football, but if it's not in alignment with God's will, it's not worth it, right? And then just work hard, man. Endure and persevere through the entire marathon that you have to run. There's going to be a lot of ups and downs, and there's going to be a lot of times where the work that you put in seems like the results are not going to show. But I'm telling you from experience that the people that I've seen that kept their head down and worked hard and didn't make excuses ended up eventually prevailing.
Thank you. Coach?
So just to piggyback off what Toa was saying, just continue to work hard and work towards your dreams. If going to college is a dream of yours, you can use this game. And if you want to go any further than that, I think a lot of it has to start with your heart and where that stands. Like, you got to work hard and you got to do good in school, get a good education. Like, that's the biggest thing, is like you got to use your mouth to figure out things, and then you got to listen. You got 2 ears, 1 mouth. Listen as much as you talk, or more than you talk, right? So I think the big thing is making sure that you have a good heart to begin with, and the character that you give off and everywhere you go is important to you, because you're not only a reflection of yourself, it's your family.
Yeah. And being a San Diego native, like, how do you feel now that you've stepped inside this arena? How does it feel? Like, what did you think when you heard that Strikeforce was moving to Oceanside, but that Frontwave was going to be the home field for Strikeforce?
Man, I was excited. Like Coach Fowler and Coach TG said, there's a lot of history for football here. And I'm just excited, right, being from a poly background, I'm Samoan as well, just to be able to embrace, the football lineage here. And hopefully, or eventually, not hopefully, but bring a championship to this city. It's a great opportunity, and I'm just excited for it for sure. To see the community be able to back us, and then to be able to give kids hope. You know what I'm saying? To be able to help them understand that, hey, you know what I'm saying, the path that you have, it may take a little bit longer to get where you need to, but there's always a way to get to where you want to go.
Oh man, that's awesome. Jalen, you want to introduce yourself real quick, man? Jalen, where'd you grow up? What was your football journey? Jalen Booth,
What's
Strike
going on, guys?
Force.
Jalen Booth. I grew up here in San Diego, California. I was born and raised in North Park. Unlike Atoa, I didn't play football until I got to high school. I was always the biggest kid in my class, and my whole family, they all went to Helix. But I was always a baseball kid. It wasn't until I was with Coach Sean at San Diego High School. I was on the mound. I was a pitcher, and Coach Kier, RP, Coach Kier, may he rest in peace. He walked over he see me, drove by, did another lap, and he walked over to Coach Sean and said, "Hey man, do you play football?" Looked at him crazy, like, man, I don't play football, man. I'm a baseball player. I play first base and I pitch off the mound. Next thing you know, called my mom. She was like, "Yeah, just give it a try. Why not?" And sure enough, next day I was out at football tryouts. Next thing you know, I got helmets and pads. I don't know how to put my knee pads in. Don't know how to put my thigh pads in. Asked my mom how do I put my socks on for football. She was like, "Just put your socks on like you do every other day." But I played at San Diego High School. Out of high school, I ended up going to Azusa Pacific University. Spent 2 years there. Bounced back to San Diego Mesa, spent a year there. Then I went to San Diego State for 2 years. Ended up getting my degree from there. Then I spent my last year of football at Indiana State.
Okay.
I was blessed with the opportunity to play in the USFL. I was a kid out of Indiana State. Didn't have an agent at the time. Was training with my boy Dusty down in East Lake for free. Just doing everything he can to get me ready. And it was about, I want to say, a week and a half for my pro day. And I got a phone call. Funny story, I was in the shower. I got a phone call from John Peterson, and he was like, "Hey man, the Tampa Bay Bandits want you to come play for the USFL." And I thought it was like a tow or somebody calling me messing with me. I said, "Man, get off my phone, man." And hung up. And he called me back, and he said, "Is this Jalen Booth?" And I said, "Yeah." And he said, "Yeah, the Tampa Bay Bandits want you to come and play." And I talked to my mom, and prayed on it a little bit, and we decided that the USFL was the best way for me to go. Ended up being blessed playing for Todd Haley, Coach Gans. He spent a lot of time with the Ravens. Ended up having a great experience. Learned from a lot of older guys who spent a lot of time in the league. That kind of what Coach was saying. Like you learn a lot more listening than you do talking. So just soaking up as much knowledge as I possibly could. Ended up getting released by them after the season. Spent a whole season there. Ended up getting released, and I was kind of in the spot where I didn't know what I wanted to do, because football, growing up, football's kind of all you do, and when you feel like that, things gets taken away from you. You're not really sure what to do. Got a phone call from Toa and my boy Tariq Thompson. He's like, "Bro, we gotta get back in the gym. We gotta get back to it." And sure enough, took 2 days off, got back to it, and I remember I got a phone call from a random Fresno number, and it was this dude, Coach Taylor, and he was like, "Hey man, I don't know if you want to come play ball." And I was like, "Man, I'll see. I'll think about it." And, kind of the same thing what Toa said. I haven't played ball in front of San Diego, in front of all my people at home in years. And I was like, this would be such an opportunity for me to come home and play ball for the city of San Diego. And sure enough, this will be my 3rd year here, and, I wouldn't change my story for anything.
Man, and so as a North Park kid, being able to play back home, last year y'all almost won the championship.
Yeah.
What was this offseason like, getting prepped for this upcoming year? Because I know this is a big year for you.
Coming when we left that arena, it was real quiet. TG tried to cheer me up, but it's when you take a loss like that, it's kind of hard. And I kind of sat on that for a while. And I'll never forget when I went back and I finally watched a YouTube cut, and some announcer said, he was like, "It looks like the Strike Force luck has ran out," and that really kind of just, it's kind of burned a hole in me, the whole offseason, that people thought we got there off luck. So it's kind of frustrating because they don't know what we do as a team, that we have a really tough camp, and that Coach Taylor's on us all the time. And they have guys like Atoa, Rudy, Trey, me, Ben, guys who work hard year-round, and people think that we made it there off luck. So, my whole offseason is just showing them that the Strike Force is for real, and this is what we do. And we play ball out here in San Diego.
And with that, man, the change, being able to make Frontwave now the home arena for Strike Force. What was that like when you heard about that, and how you feel about playing out here in Oceanside now?
I mean, growing up in San Diego, you go to Pachango for everything, a sports arena for everything, swap meet, concerts, Strike Force games. And so I kind of was telling Taylor earlier when we was walking around the facility, I said, we know where home was at. You know what I mean? We know where we started and what was built on, but the new house is dope. The new house got a pool in it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you know where home is at, but I think this is a great thing. I love the city of Oceanside. Kind of what Toa was saying. We have great football lineage out here. It's just something I'm blessed to be a part of, and I hope that I can ride this wave as long as I can.
Yeah, all San Diego County got amazing football lineage. I think I saw a stat a couple years ago, and it showed like who produces the top NFL athletes.
Yeah.
San Diego's like we're always up there. And so I think you've seen it, Coach, right? I think the more that we can expose our youth to top level athletes, top level competition, the goal is that we were able to inspire the next generation. These last couple of years we had our Pop Warner boys almost win nationals 2 years in a row, and I can already imagine them here sitting in these seats watching y'all play.
Right.
And I think to me that's a very exciting thing, representing the city of Oceanside, to be able to expose your talents and your hard work and what got you here, and hopefully we'll get the opportunity to have you meet our Pop Warner boys, bring you out to the community, hopefully do some community service, really get out there and connect with the community. But it's all about inspiration, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think what these guys have been doing the past couple months, Jimmy, is incredible, because I think Coach runs the whole organization as a whole and where it should go and the direction. I think what he's brought in is huge, because they're hitting all the local high schools first, and I'm sure they're going to tap into the youth, because literally they practice down the street. So I think for them it won't be that hard for them to tap in with the OPW or the youth leagues around here, but I think for them tapping in with the high school kids first was the biggest move, and I think it's going to be a great thing, because it allows us as high school coaches to motivate our kids, like, hey, you can be that person right there. You can be the Toa. You can be that guy and have your own journey. Yeah, sometimes you might fall into something, but it's how you go through it, and then you process through that adversity, whatever it may be.
Yeah, and I think that's that's the goal. I think at the end of the day is like those that get the opportunity to play professional. You guys know a lot of people that you grew up with are not playing no more, right? And it's hard. It's very hard, but I think what the goal that hopefully translate is hard work, and that can be transferred into other parts of life. And so we're excited to have you. Oceanside was put on the map with Willie Buchanan and Junior Seau and Pisa, and just so many have come along the way. And so to have Strike Force here, I think it's huge for our city. Just real quick before we wrap up, man, it's game day. What's the go-to song that y'all listen to get you ready, man?
For me, it's For Whom the Bell Tolls. Good rock and roll song, man.
Okay.
It's called 40 by Keon Boone.
Okay. Coach, what gets you hyped?
Anything that's not the mumble rap that these guys listen to. Hey, whatever they got going, as long as I can understand it, that gets me fired up.
What's that like being in the locker room? Y'all start playing music, and can you get hyped to it, or is it kind of just like you got your own thing going on in your earpods?
Here's my thing. I didn't get to where I am from not playing football, so I was one of them. You know what I mean? So Booth's seen that side of me. You know what I'm saying? I'll turn up when I need to, but I stay level-headed when I need to. You know what I mean?
Well, just real quick, Coach. For those watching and listening, like, when's the first game of the season? What's that look like, and what should folks expect when they come out and watch you guys play?
The first game is March 31st, and what people should expect is just a fun and enthusiastic brand of football. We're very competitive. We're a team that can, obviously it's a new team, but we've shown that we can score on the first play and we can string out long drives. So offensively, I feel like we're going to be more balanced than we ever have been. We're going to try to do more things running the football and stuff like that. And defensively, I'd like to say we're going to have that many interceptions again. That's a crazy season. We led the league in interceptions, and it was something I've never seen before, just the defense catching as many passes as they did. So I'm hoping we can do that. But, just a lot of stops and scoring points on defense is what we really are going to try to do.
And true or false, if a ball goes out into the stands, the players the fans get to keep the ball?
Just like a baseball game, yep.
That's cool. That's cool.
It is cool.
Yeah.
Just depends. Like we usually prep 40.
Yeah.
But I don't think
40
we've gone
balls
through
that go
40.
into and the play and whoever catches it gets to keep them.
Exactly.
And how are the hits like being so small field like?
Well, I retired at 27, so I'll let these guys continue to talk about that.
It's rough. Yeah.
My first game playing this league, I was drive blocking the guy into the wall, and some guy out of nowhere flew into me, and I swear my whole body just did a whole 90-degree angle to the side, right to the wall.
Hey, bro.
Dang.
Well, we appreciate y'all, man. Coach Filey, you got anything else?
Man, I wish you boys luck, man, and we'll be here supporting you guys. I know the city will embrace you guys every step of the way, because one is you guys are representing us too. So, and for us to be a part of this thing and man, to be inside this place is amazing. Like where you guys are at. You guys are not at the Pachanga or whatever it's called, right? But you guys are here.
You're in Oceanside.
Yep.
Take pride in that, because we're happy to have y'all, man, for real. So.
Yep.
We're happy to be
All right,
here.
y'all, man. Well, Strike Force, MadStrange podcast. We're out. Thank you all so much. Come to Frontwave. Come watch and support Strike Force, man.
Do you mind if I brag on these guys for 1 second?
Go ahead. Yeah.
I just really want to emphasize just how proud of these guys I am because, Coach and I, we coach high school football. We've been doing this for a while. These guys are young, and they're coaching high school football already. These guys are doing all their 7-on-7 stuff. He's doing 5-on-5 offensive line stuff. Just the fact that they're still in the middle of their playing career fighting for their dreams, and they are spending a lot of their time getting these guys better. This dude knows more about the run game and pass protection than most of the coaches that I spend time with. This dude knows defensive schemes and coverages and tackling better than most of these coaches that I know. I'm just saying I'm very, very, very proud of these two specifically and other players that we have because us wanting to represent Oceanside, the two that you've interviewed right here, there's not many better to talk to than them. So for me, I know I'm not much older than them, but I'm proud of them like an uncle or a parent or whatever. So I'm very grateful for them, just as even more so as they would be for the opportunity to be here. I freaking love these guys, and this is why I do this.
That's awesome.
That's awesome. Well, we're grateful to have you guys here in Oceanside, and we look forward to supporting you guys.
We appreciate
Absolutely.
you guys.
For sure. Thank you.
Thank you.